All right, I want to let you know all here today on Friday morning about this NBA minor to look at here in the columns. 4-point plays. It does show here, I suppose, if they had completed any, and then of course their games as well. The completed 4-point plays, but I'm looking at here really as a more realistic upside scenario for the fantasy NBA basketball player is the and one in order of Giannis, Harrell, Julius Randle, LeBron, Griffin, DeRozan, followed by Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Davis, Gobert, Levine, Towns, and so on. Interestingly, these guys convert a lot of those particular type of plays. And then, so when you look over here to this DFS Army Research Station, I've already sorted out a lot of these to find well, let me just show you how I started real quick. I took out players who didn't have enough minutes, so these players happen to be above 30 minutes. I was one at 29, Jerkic. And then I made sure the ceiling was at least about, the floor was at least about 20 points, so I wouldn't lose out on a fantasy NBA lineup. And the ceiling, looking at when to get at least 54, somewhere around there, points. And so I was just, checking boxes, kind of going through here of other things that I wanted to look at. Pace of play is another popular thing to look at. You can just put sort descending, play with the numbers, see how it looks. As LeBron and Giannis, interestingly, have the lowest downside pace down play here for this slate. And then you can look at cash and GPP differentials from 5x to 6x and things of that nature. But what I was focusing here, of course, so we need to, is the salary, which equals value as far as that goes. De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings, right, is the guy here when it comes to creating value. So him we probably most definitely need into our lineups, probably along with Clint Capella or Jerkic, who has a little bit lower minutes though. So these are today's projections and looking at everything. Once you have these players in mind that you can use, you can go ahead and then fill in with really players that are going to, have increased minutes and time due to injuries, to get an idea of guys we're hoping for. Maybe we just clear this filter and now look at guys who have less minutes, who still fit these bills, but probably you have to also clear the floor, I suppose, to get more players on there. Well, you also got to clear the ceiling. Okay, working with a bit of math here, clearing that, and then seeing what comes up now. So we still have some good peripherals in there, but the minutes obviously looking down. So the guys we're looking for really target when we hear of the news throughout the day is that guys are going to be inserted and trying to get this. Okay, let's just do a sort descending, see what comes out. If any cheaper guys for the day has had the production when they're on the court, even though they have low minutes. So Anthony Davis, projected for 21 minutes. I'm not a fan of that. But any guy that's up in this range, of course, we are looking at. Let's see. Hassan Whiteside only projected for 21 minutes. So we could get some value out of him if he plays more, perhaps for some reason. But let's look at more of a guy who's not a starter. Try to find one. Cantor of the... what team does he play for again? Cantor plays for Portland. If he gets playing time for some reason, which basically equates to even if one forward Doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same position, as he doesn't need, interestingly, rest here as well. There's a lot of games you got to look out for, which are playing a back-to-back. Some guys might need rest. So all these things are just logic. So you got to look at this guy's Cantor's fantasy points per minute, 1.25. His production could be very good if his minutes go up due to perhaps someone for Portland. Even though that team doesn't necessarily need rest, but that could happen in the scenario here where the red is, if a team generally needs rest. So let's look at see what else we have. We have Thomas Bryant. We can look out for that, and that's an example of a team that needs rest because they played last night, I believe. Let's see. Friday. Right, they played last night. Okay, so just checking that. Okay, so that's how we're going to find our value guys for the day. And so I think really I made this process pretty simple, but easy to follow and know how to do it. As just to review real quick, I just did the floors and the ceilings, and you could also look at some extra things as you like. Sort the and one. This is not the exact and one that I talked about over here, the NBA minor. It's a different sort of projection model that they use. So it's just trying to sort out the best players of the day. And that starts with Harden and Embiid and Lillard and Walker and so on. So you could do that, try to get an overall feel, for value, whatever you want to do. But, really this is designed for hybrid plays with maybe 1/3 or 1/4, 1/5 of the payouts go to those proceedings, and then maybe a single entry tournament where your lineup is unique. You can use this method and try to sort out these factors that I show you. I didn't really use a lot to edit. Really just mainly minutes, ceiling, floor, check points per minute. It happened to me all on range of those players that I picked out according to those 3 peripherals right there. And then I did also check, of course, the 4x and 5x point production per minute. Not per minute, but per game. As you can look and try to check all these. So that's the best for hybrid plays here for today.